Buongiorno YouTube, it's Trevor here, Summit or Nothing. Back in the garden today, the sun is out, it's time for another tent review. Now this is a tent I've had for a little while. I bought it sort of the back end of last year. I think it was pretty much winter when I first took it out. I've had it out a couple of times on Dartmoor, you might have seen it. It's the MSR FREELITE 2. MSR, sort of a prestigious tent maker. Quite a good reputation. It's second hand. One of our followers, Charles, hi Charles, he just messaged me and said, would you like to take this one off our hands? Me and the wife bought it, thinking it's a two-person tent, but it wasn't really ideal for the two of them. Very rarely is a two-man tent actually a two-man tent. If you're one man and your gear, it's perfect. But we're going to have a look at it. Overall, I'll run through how it goes up, pros and the cons. But first of all, shall we have a look at the weight? So it comes out at 1.82 kilograms, so 1 kilogram, 820 grams. It's average, it's not the lightest tent I've got, it's definitely not the heaviest. It's just a little bit more than the Nature Hike Cloud Up 2, which I think comes out about 175. So yeah, weight, not really an issue, and it's got a nice red bag, as you can see, which is like a really lightweight waterproof material, and it's got straps around it so you can compress it and hold it all together. But when you open it, it's like the Vango bags. You open it from the side like so there's no trouble shoving everything back in there. It's not like a tube sack where you've got to try and force it down. But I did find that this was quite a loose bag. You know, that's as far as the drawstring goes. You could draw it tighter and hold it all together, because once you start taking things out of there, it's flapping about and it's quite loose. It's minor though, you know, it's a minor thing. So without further ado, as they say, shall we have a look at it? So, what's in the bag? In this pack we have a footprint, we have the inner skin, we have the outer skin, pegs and poles. Now the poles feel really lightweight. They feel like they're going to be brittle, but I think they're quite a good construction. In the pegs, these are lightweight as well, aluminium. These are sort of stakes, so there's 6 of those. And then the sort of smaller pegs inside. These are just square, there's no twist on them or anything like that. But over here, which is also in the bag, but I think was purchased separately, we got some fast cure seam sealant. So I think these need seam sealing when you buy them, which they're not a cheap tent. You'd think that they'd at least sort of seam seal them. Maybe that was just Charles had bought that for peace of mind, but you might want to look into that first and find out whether you do actually need to seam seal. But basically, the biggest fault I think with the MSR FREELITE is that it's a tent which you have to put the inner skin up first and then the outer. And this contraption is sort of a webbing, and so you can put the poles into this, then hang the outside over the top, and then put the inside up inside. You can put the outer skin up first. It sounds a bit of a faff. It's a bit of a shame, especially when I'm used to using nature hike tents and they have the footprint with the holes in, so you can put the poles straight into the footprint. You know, when you're up on a hill and it's raining and it's windy, you don't want your inner skin getting wet. So I think it's a bit of a shame that MSR haven't done that with this model. I'm not sure why they haven't. I'm not sure if they've done it with later versions, but we'll see just how much of a faff it is now as I put it up. It is worth noting that there are instructions on the inside of the tent. Obviously that's for the conventional way to put it up and not how we're going to do it with the strap. Okay, so first things first, this thing and this thing, the poles and the strap. Let's see how this goes together. I'll untangle it. Imagine doing this now on the top of a mountain in gale force winds, icy conditions. This is one of my favourite things. Love it. I think it would be easier for them to put holes in the corner as that than it would be for me to untangle this each time I need it. I mean, they got factory conditions, surely. They're a big firm, you know. Untangle. Right. I think we're there. Almost there. So it's untangled. So there's a back and a front. Let's go in this one. Like so. Just falls out, doesn't really clip into it very well. Let's go in that one. Let's go in that one. So there's your frame. So this is actually, it's like the Cloud Up 2 before they improved it. So it's got the 3 poles, one there, and then it spans out there and there. And then, like your Star Rivers and things, it's got a bit of a backbone to sort of spread the sides out. Okay, so now we want the exterior skin. One thing I will say for these tents is that the material, it is really lightweight, but it feels thin but resilient. It just feels like a really good quality. A little bit lighter than your Nature Hikes, but it doesn't feel like it's as brittle. I know my Cloud Up 2 has got a bit of a tear on the inside skin, but this doesn't look like it would be so easy to sort of tear. So I'll give them that. Right, so one end has got the 2 bits coming down. Yep, this end here. So this is the back. Oh, it's going. It's going. So do we swap this out now? Perhaps? Can it go through both? Right, it's in both. Again, it's worth bearing in mind that there's nowhere to peg this strap down. So once you start pinning this to it, you want to get a peg in, because if you are in the wind, this will just be blowing everywhere. So I'm going to put a stake through that corner. Oh, hard ground. See, this all blowing towards me here. Now there's metal clips, metal eyelets to put the this pole into. Put one on there. Down. One on there. Now this is. Right. Hang out here. And here. Something like that for now. It's a bit high off the ground. Tighter. Probably put it tighter. That is drum tight. Now that has pulled drum tight. Just make sure these eyelets are on the protective coating. There's a sort of little protective area there. You want to make sure you're on that so you don't go through the material. And then we peg out a door. So let's peg out this side here. and also around the other side. Okay, and then are we ready to go in? Let's have a look. So now what do we take in the ground sheet first? Try and swap this out, I suppose. Shiny side up, there's it seems to be a top and a bottom. So put the dull side down, shiny side up. There's 4 corners, so it doesn't attach to the poles, I don't think. So we want to pull it out to each corner. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get out and pull it tight. So here it is. So we hook it onto this. Let's try hooking it there. And they're not very tight if you do that. So I think we're going to have to put them in their own pegs, perhaps. No, I think that might actually. It wants to sit. We'll just try it hooked on there for now. Under that one, or? And do the same at the back. Find the corner, hold it on, hook it to the peg, and the same this side. Yeah, so that's not the tightest I think I'd like it to be. We're just flapping there. Yeah, it's pretty shit. So I think we do need to peg the corners separately. Bit of faffing. Take that off there. Just pulling it out the back now. Probably not ideal. Same there. Okay, so we've got more pegs to put in here, over there, but we won't bother for now. So I don't know if you can see now, inside it's pulled out to the corners. So now we've got to come in and attach the rest of the tent. Here comes the inner. Again, there's a front and a back. These clips are going to clip up to the Y at the back. So, do the right way round. So can we just, how easy is this? Right, now we have got to take the pole out of the strap from the beginning and put it through here. Will it go back in? It has. And the same this side. Because on each of the corners where the poles went, you had these little aluminium loops. We'll do one here as well, through there. Now the corners want to go outside again. See if these will attach through that. There. And same over this side. Okay. So the corners are it's all pegged out now. So now we want to start clipping it up. We've got the loops here as well to go up through the ceiling poles, and then the same over here. Hold it down, hook it in, we're on. Then it's a case of clipping it all up. Just tidy little plastic clips that just hook on like that. Nice, done. Right, doesn't look completely right. Now the inside isn't looking as taut as I like, so I think we are going to have to adjust the corners, especially this corner here. Look at that, it doesn't seem to be, doesn't look like it should be like that. So we'll pull this. Oh, I see the doors come out as well. Probably not helped. Like that. Okay, so there we are, that's the tent. Obviously we've got extra guy lines to put out to hold it up in the wind, but you know, I've sort of complained about how it goes up, but once it is up, that is a really drum tight finish on there. The side doors, not so much. I can never sort of get them looking right. They always sort of sag a bit like that, but then I've seen different websites where I've looked at these and it always seems the same. It doesn't look like it's put up right, but I think that's just how it is. It's a bit high at the back, so you could get a bit of draft through there. Whether that can be made any lower. Does this pull out any further? That's all tight really. There's another guy rope on the back, pull out tight, but that's what it looks like out here. The MSR FREELITE 2. Now let's get in it. So another good point about this tent, 2 doors, one either side, so you got the 2 vestibules, and they're not a bad size vestibule either. See there, I've got all my gear in there. You've got plenty of room for boots, stove and what have you. I always do my cooking outside and just leave it all out in the night, so you can have plenty of room to tuck stuff under. It's a little bit saggy on the inside. I suppose if it had another 2 legs, you could pin this bit out on the inside as well, but it's only got the 1. The fact that it's only got the 3 doesn't make it completely freestanding either. You might remember when me and Nath went out, I was positioned wrong against the wind and I just tried to move it and I unpegged it, and it didn't really, you can't lift it up and move it around, not like you can the nature hikes and other freestanding tents. So I did have to sort of almost take it down to put it back up again. Get in here. Okay, so I'm in. It's actually quite a cosy tent. I've used it in, as I said, in the winter. It has been, considering there's so much mesh, it has been really, really warm. It's hot in here now. It is quite a low tent. You can sort of sit up, my head's brushing a little bit. More like the sort of the Banshee in its height, but yeah, it's cosy. Looking at the additional footprint, I mean this, as I said, it feels a good quality and it feels really lightweight, so you can see why it's so light. But perhaps, you know, it's worth bringing the footprint just in case there is any sharp sticks or anything. This could puncture fairly easily perhaps, I don't know, but the stitching all looks good on it. It's all double stitched. There's the pocket up here, plenty of loops for hanging. Well, I hang my Christmas lights in here at Christmas, didn't I? Loop them all the way around, but you can hang torches up here or what have you. But yeah, it's actually not bad when you're in here. It's cozy. I do enjoy it, have enjoyed it, but the thing is that for its price, they could design it a little bit better without having to buy extra rope or that strap thing, because even buying this second hand, it was still the most I'd ever spent on a tent. I'm not going to show you me packing it down. You know how a tent packs down. Like I said, the bag's quite giving, but yeah, if it was a tent that even the inner and the outer sort of stuck together, that would be even better. You can just take it down and throw it up, just like your Banshees and your Cloud Peak. You know, it's 2 tents that I'd recommend if you want to just throw your tent up. But here we go, MSR FREELITE, good quality but bit of a faff. Anyway, there's links below to this tent and others in the comment below if you're interested. If not, thanks for watching and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers.